Alright people, it's another time. It's what's the word I normally use for this sort of videos? I go something like it's one of those days. It's one of those days of series of videos. For this shoot, I want to speak about when they take your silence for guilt. Alright? When they take your, I don't know how I'm gonna caption it, but when you don't speak, they think you're guilty. Alright? I've been around the world, not all over the world, but I've been to many places and I've seen a lot of people from different cultures, different ethnicities, different backgrounds, different walks of life, if you like, for my age. I'm in my 40s, and I told you people the story of when I was in Port Harcourt as a singer, and I used to sing and entertain people. They left, Oyibo left America and came to watch me in Port Harcourt. I didn't have to travel out. They came for me. They left UK. They came for me. My voice was bringing them. Yes. That's why the cyber bullies and all the trolls and all the people sending them were fighting for me to go back to Nigeria, because my voice was bringing people. My voice was bringing business. The streets used to be lined up, 2 miles, if that's the right word. 1.5 miles, you see cars, all packed. One whole street is full, packed with cars coming to watch myself and my group then perform. Like I said, we're very good at what we're doing. So I had to touch on that because I wanted you guys to understand that if you are in that sort of business, you will meet a lot of people. It exposes you to people from all walks of life. You meet not just your kind of people, you meet foreigners, you meet other people as well. And you talk to them, you engage in conversations with them, and they open up to you, and this is how you begin to get information and you understand people. And you understand that we are all not alike in character, in outlook, in everything. We're all different. Alright? We're all different. And this is one thing a lot of our people need to understand. Everybody doesn't have to be the same. If everybody's the same, then something is wrong. We all don't have to be the same. And we have to give room for the realness of other people. Or what's another word for realness? The authenticity of other people to come through. We need to allow that. Okay? What makes you authentic as a human being? So when everybody's the same, there's a problem. I've also met people who are always quiet. They don't speak much. But what you need to do is take them aside and they will talk. They will talk, but they're not very good when they're in the midst of other people. More than 2 people or 3 people. I've met people who don't talk at all, but once they have a drink or 2, ooh, they're very good. They go, hello, yes, I was talking about the other thing the other day. I went the other way. I met this person. I partied and I had fun. They're very nice when they've had a drink or 2, and you see a different person, because that alcohol or that drink has brought out a different personality, or their real personality. So nothing is holding them back again. I'm not saying you should go and start drinking alcohol, but that's to tell you how people are. I've also met people who are very vocal on social media. Are very loud, because it's only them and the camera in their house, and maybe their immediate family members. So they are so loud. But when you bring them and say, okay, see me face to face and talk to me directly, they will not be able to be that loud. They'll be like a pussycat. They'll be like a mouse, brought out from water. Or chicken that was put in fried oil. They can't speak in front of you. That's their own personality. So people are different. So because somebody is silent and the person is not talking, that doesn't make the person guilty. The person just doesn't want to talk, one. Or two, the person has not been pushed to their limit. Because there are people like that as well. They are very quiet. You can accuse them from today till tomorrow, till the cows come home, till the sky falls down. They will not talk. Because you have not reached their limits. You have not pushed them to their limits. And what I mean by pushing them to their limits is, you've not pushed them to that point where they're gonna come at you like that. You've not taken them to that point. And if you're not careful, it's the last straw. You just drop it on a camel's back. And it will break the camel's back, because that camel, they've been loading that camel up with load for how many years? It's just ordinary It's just ordinary straw that they will drop on the camel and say, "Beep, back don't break." But yeah, they load the camel with load, property every day. They carry and walk up and down. Back no break. So that camel has reached its limit. Okay? And this is for those people who like to push people. Push, keep pushing people's button. And then that person gets to their limit and they're going to bite you. So, why I'm saying this is, I'm speaking from life experience. Okay? With people who come for people like myself, especially people like myself who are in entertainment or who are in the music industry, and they think they want to keep pushing us and saying all sorts of nasty things about us on social media and all that. We're humans. And because we're not talking, doesn't mean we're guilty of what is being said about us. And we have a right to have a private life. Alright? So sometimes people in the limelight, or people who have a bit of fame, don't like to talk because they like to be private. They don't want every other person to know about their business. But taking their silence to mean they are guilty is not the best way to be. They don't want their stories out there. They like to be private. Like somebody like me, I like to be very private. I only show people what I need to show. I don't like to talk about my family. I don't like to talk about my job. I don't like to talk about how I've struggled in life. Because when I bring out all the stories, people actually cry. It depresses them. I say, yes, my story is depressing. My life story, how I got to this point, it is very depressing. I've tried to narrate my story when I went back to Nigeria to one or two people, and they were like, "You're too young to have passed through all of this." I said, yes, that's why I don't like to talk about my story. Because some of the people around me who were attacking me then spiritually and saying all sorts of negative things about me, they believed I was some person who had come back to life, and they wanted to, the sins of that person, they were putting it on my head, whether the person sinned or not. They believed I was that person. So this is to tell you the kind of sick games people try to play with the narrative of my life, and they messed my narrative. They tried to mess my narrative up, but I caught it on time. And that was the same thing they wanted to do on social media through that woman. And I caught it. I caught it on time. I said, this woman is trying to apply the same principles. And I caught it on time. And I fought that battle for more than 6 years or so. It took a long time, even longer than the first battle I fought when I was 15 years. So my silence doesn't mean I'm guilty. It just means, look, if I start bringing out my stories or all the things that have happened to me, my friends are going to cry. It's going to depress my friends who have been my friend for how many years, who have been around me. It's going to make a lot of people ask themselves questions. Okay? It's too depressing for me that narrates it to people. I feel depressed too when I narrate my life story. That's why I don't like to talk about myself. Not that anything awful happened to me or no. But now that I've become older, I've realized that the people around me were actually the ones who were destroying my reputation. And when I think of all the things that they said about me and all the near tragic events that almost happened to me, which I escaped a lot, I realized it was very deep, deeper than what I knew back then, until now that I've become older, I began to understand human beings. So I don't like to talk about my life story. And because I don't like to talk about it, that woman in Holland felt she could use me and play around with my story. In Holland or Netherlands, that woman in Netherlands felt she could come on social media and play around my life story. My life is unique. Likewise, her own life. I've decided not to get involved with her own life, but I'm glad that she no longer gets involved with my life story. It's very unique. I like to use it in the future to teach people how to be survivors. So because I'm not coming out and saying how depressed I am or how depressed I was, I'm no longer depressed. How depressed I was and how I avoided a lot of people and how I felt alone at certain times of my life and how everyone around me was being manipulated to be my enemy. Because I'm not coming to share all that story doesn't mean it didn't damage me in some way or it didn't affect me in some way. It did affect me. I don't trust people now. I don't. Even I tried to trust a few friends and I realized they were trying to destroy me. I don't trust people, which is not my fault. It's because I realized that it was people around me that were destroying me. So because I'm not talking about my story doesn't mean I'm guilty of something. Because this is what people in our culture always do. If you're not a talkative, if you're not somebody who just open your mouth, let them see all your teeth, both the dentist you went into, they've seen all your they've seen all your mouth even better than a dentist. Because you're not talking and opening all your 32 to narrate things, people feel, oh, there must be something. Yes, she's hiding a story. Yes, we know her type. Yes, she has a sugar daddy somewhere pumping her money. Yes, she's following plenty men. Yes, she did this. Yes, she's doing prostitution. Yes, she doesn't have a job. Yeah. They just have all those negative attributes attached to you because you're not coming out and making a lot of noise about yourself. You're not showing off. You're not telling people how rich you are. Then they're going to insult you on social media. They have no respect. Alright? And these people will see you on a normal day. They won't even be able to talk to you. So because somebody is quiet doesn't mean they're stupid. Because they're silent in the face of a storm or anything doesn't mean they're guilty. You or they haven't pushed you to your end point. I'll take that again. So because you're quiet, you're silent, you don't like you don't like to get involved in confrontations, okay? Because you have better things to do. They keep pushing you. All right? They keep pushing you till you reach your limits. They're waiting for you to reach your boiling point. So because you're not reacting, they feel you're guilty of something. And they can make up accusations and say all sorts of nasty things about you. And sit down and wait till you flare up. And funny enough, in the kind of society we come from, those negative things, attributes, it stays with you for a long time. Yes, unless you start talking. So I want to encourage people out there, you need to start talking. Because not talking is not good. You're bottling a lot of things inside of you. If somebody's treating you unfairly, if somebody's treating you bad, let people know. Because a lot of people, once you let people know, they run away from you. That's when it stops. Let people know that this is what this person is doing to you. Because when you're silent, it's a killer. Gone are the days where they say silence is the best answer for a fool or to a fool. No. You don't stay silent when a fool is maltreating you, because the fool feels empowered. because you're silent. It takes your silence for stupidity. So they feel empowered. So you need to start talking. Use your voice and let people know what's happening in your life. Don't bottle it. I don't know what's wrong with my accent these days. Don't bottle it up. Let people know what's happening in your life. Talk to people and let people know what somebody's saying about you or what somebody's doing to you. If somebody is scandalizing your name, spoiling your reputation, come out and speak about it, because your reputation is very important. I'm telling you from experience. And like I said, if it's not good, I'm not going to share it with you. Okay, you that is watching me, you need to let people know what this person is saying about me is not true. If not, it stays with you, especially in our society. What this person is saying about me is not true. You need to defend yourself and let people hear your own side of the story. Okay? Thank you so much for watching my video, and take good care. I will see you again.